Hi guys, and now here in this video we'll discuss about nested loops. See what are nested loops is. See, if there is a loop inside a loop, if there are two loops, two or more loops, one inside another is known as nested loops. For example, see, for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and in this loop if we put again another loop, int j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. We'll write some block of code here. If this is known as nested loop, this is an example of nested loop. See, this is an example of nested loop. We have taken another loop in the major loop. This is known as outer loop. I'll write it once again. For int, for example, I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. For int j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. There is block of code. See, this is a nested loop, and this outer loop, this first loop is known as outer loop, and this is known as inner loop. I'll show you how it works. See, for example, first the cursor is here, the cursor points here. It takes, like, for example, let's say n equal to 5. Okay, n equal to 5, here 5, here 5, here 5. For example, let's take n equal to 5, and now the cursor enters this loop. The cursor enters this loop. Here it initialized like I equal to 0. Okay, in the first iteration it took like I equal to 0. Yeah, it had checked the condition like I is less than 5 or not. Yeah, 0 is obviously less than 5, that's true. And what I have said, after this, after checking the condition, the cursor directly jumps into the loop, right? In the loop, the block of statement in the outer loop, we have an inner loop. Now the cursor enters enters this loop. Now it executes this loop, right? For in j equal to 0, here we initialized some in the outer loop. There is an inner loop. Here we initialize like j equal to 0. Okay, and 0 is less than 5, that's okay. And after checking the condition, it jumps into the inner loop, inner block of code. Okay, now it executes somewhat, right? Nothing is there. Okay, fine, nothing is there, nothing is output, where the compiler prints nothing in the output, gives nothing as output. Okay, and then after executing this block of code, the cursor retraces back to increment or decrement of the inner loop. Okay, inner loop. Here j is incremented, j is made 1. After j is made 1, it checks back the condition 1 is less than 5, that's okay, that's true, and it jumps into the inner block of code again. Okay, now some whatever stuff I have written, that is going to be executed, and now again it goes to the increment or decrement of the inner loop, inner j. Like, now j became 2, and again it checks the condition and it enters the inner block of code, and this block of code is executed, and after that it goes to the increment or decrement operator, and the value of j is 3 now. And again it checks the condition, that's true, it enters this. Yeah, okay, it is executed, and it jumps to increment or decrement operator, and j equal to 4, and j equal to 4, it checks the condition j is equal to j 4 is less than 5, that's true, and jumps to the inner block of code. Inner block of code is executed, and again it retraces to increment or decrement part, and j is made 5, and when j is made 5, the condition has failed, it exits this loop. See, this loop is being executed. Here the cursor reach here, and now forget about this. Forget about this. If there is, treat this like inner loop like a block of code, and if the block of code is executed in the outer loop, That means then next the cursor should must go to the increment or decrement part, right? Now I is made 1. Now second iteration. Now second iteration I is made 1, and now again after I is made 1, what it checks the condition like I is less than 5, right? I'll write here, or I'll wait, I'll erase this, right? Okay, yeah. I is 1 of in second iteration, I value is 1. After I value is 1, 1 is less than 5, it checked this condition, yeah, that's true, and this jumps into the inner loop. See, treat this like a block of code written in a loop. That is why cursor is jumping, right? And after that block of code is loop here, that's it. For in j equal to 0, and again it initialized, again j is initialized here, again j equal to 0, again j equal to 0, again j equal to 1, j equal to 2, and every time when the outer loop, when this condition is true, every time the 5 iterations of the inner loops are possible, the 5 iterations of the inner loops are possible. And j equal to 2, j equal to 3, j equal to 4, this same iterations are repeated here. Okay, and now after repeating the same iterations, it exits this inner loop. It exits this inner loop. It exits the cursor exits this inner loop. As the block of code written in the outer loop is completed, now the cursor goes to the increment or decrement part of the outer loop. Now I is incremented as 2. Third iteration, I is incremented as 2, and now again the block of code written in the outer loop is going to be executed. For example, let's say here, now this loop again iterates again the 5 times, j equal to, for j equal to 0, j equal to 1, j equal to 2, j equal to 3, j equal to 4. The block of code which is written in the inner loop is also be going to be executed, and then after that it goes again here and it increments the outer loop, I of the outer loop. In the fourth iteration, I value became 3, and again the 5 times, j equal to 0, j equal to 1, j equal to 2, j equal to 3, j equal to 4. This is going to be executed, and after again after as the inner loop of the block of code in the outer loop is executed, the cursor goes to the increment or decrement part of the outer loop, and yeah, it checks the condition I value is 3, and I value 3 is less than 5, that's true, and the cursor enters the block of code written in the outer loop. As the block of code is an inner loop, it enters the inner loop. Okay, now for fifth iteration, right? Fifth iteration, I equal to 4, I equal to 4, for same I equal to 4, we'll take 4 is less than 5, that's okay. So the block of code written in the outer loop is going to be executed. The block of code is, we have written a loop in the place of block of code, and now that's okay. In again a loop is going to be executed, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, I equal to 0, for I equal to 1, I equal to 2, I equal to 3, I equal to 4. The 5 times the inner loop is iterated, and 5 times the outer loop is iterated. See, check the number of iterations. The number of iterations are, for each ith iteration there are 5 iterations going. Okay, for each ith iteration there are 5 iterations, 5 inner iterations going on, right? And I is less than, given like I have given like I is less than 5, I initialize like I equal to 0 and I is less than 5. This, how many iterations here? Here we have seen 5 iterations. So for each ith iteration there are 5 j iterations possible. So the number of iterations are 5 into 5, that are 25. See, you can count here also. See, this is outer first iteration, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No. Wait, see, here 5 iterations, here 5 iterations, here 5, here 5. 5 into 5. Those are 25, right? I'll take some example like, we'll take some question actually. Print print tables from 1 to n. Like input, if I'm a user, I'll give input like 3. The output must be one 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 table. Here one table must be output 1 1 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 up to 10. And now for second table 2 4 6 8 10 up to 20. Third table 3 6 9 12 15 18 24 30, like that. It has to print up to n. If I have given like n equal to 3, it should print all this. For this we'll use nested loops. Okay, for example, see, I'm writing the code, try to understand. For int I equal to 0, I less than or equal less than n. Okay, if I kept like I equal to 1, I'll give less than or equal to n. Okay, the main motive of me is to iterate the n times. I have to take n iterations. Okay, if I have given like I equal to 1, I'll put the condition is like I is less than or equal to 0. Okay, here I am putting int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, no, here 1, actually 1, because this is multiplication, right? We have to keep 1 from first table, right? Multiplication starts from first table. Okay, yeah, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. I less than or equal to n, not less than n, because if I give input as 3, the multiplication must be up to 3 table. The multiplication must be up to nth table, right? That is why I have taken I less than or equal to 0, less than or equal to n, not less than n. Okay, then inner loop, right? For j equal to 1 int, sorry, this is definite, man. Writing the data type of this iterator which I have given here is extremely important, otherwise you will get an error. Int j equal to 1, j less than or equal to 10, j plus plus, right? Cout I into j, right? For I'll explain you. For first iteration I'll explain you, wait. Then give a space and then cout endl. Try to understand this. Why I have written endl. See, this is inner loop, right? This is inner loop. I've written like I'll explain you. For first iteration, for I equal to 1, for I equal to 1, for I equal to 1, it is going to be executed like j equal to 1. For j equal to 1, initialized, I have initialized j as 1. Yeah, this condition is satisfied and it jumps into the loop. Cout, I am printing. Cout means print, right? Cout I into j. What is I value? I value is 1 here. Okay, in the first iteration, what is I value? I value is 1. 1 into 1, right? That's 1. Then I have given some space, right? I have given some space, and then as the block of code in inner loop is executed, it jumps into the increment or decrement part. I is incremented, j is j equal to 1 here, j is incremented as 2, and 2 is, it checks the condition, 2 is less than or equal to 10. Okay, it jumps here, print what I am printing, I 1 into 2, that's 2, and I'm giving a space. Next, it jumps into the increment or decrement part. As j became 3 now, after 3 it checks the condition, 3 is less than or equal to 10, that's okay, that's true. And see what I'm printing, 1 into 3, right? I value 1, j value is 3, up to 1 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, here these numbers comes horizontally, but due to space issues I have written like a table. Okay, don't worry, these numbers are going to come horizontally because I didn't mentioned endl statement. Okay, I have given a space, that means 4 5 6 7, these numbers come like this, don't worry. Due to space issues, I have written like this. Okay, I think you understood this. This code is going to be executed 10 number of times. Every time, every iteration, for every iteration, j value is increasing, I value is remaining same. Because I value in the first iteration, I value is 1, right? After j has completed its 10 iterations, then I value is going to be incremented, right? Yeah, I think you understood this. I'll explain why I have written cout endl like this. Cout endl, because see, I don't want to mess out the output, mess with the output. That's why in the first iteration the table will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I wanted to print the second table in the next line. Okay, where I have to put endl. If I put the endl here, over here, for every iteration, for every jth iteration, it takes the next line. That means 2 comes over here. No, I don't want that. I want the entire next table should come in the next line. That is why I have written cout endl here, right? I think you understood this. After completing one full iteration, one full ith iteration, means after completing all the jth iteration, after printing the numbers of one table, the multiplication numbers of one table, it takes a break and enters the next line. That is why I've put cout endl. Okay, I think you understood this. After completing this logic, as the block of code written in the outer loop is completed, it going to increment or decrement the outer loop, right? The outer loop I equal to 2 now. Here I equal to 1. Now for I equal to 2, it prints again 2. See here, I value became 2. 2 into j. How many iterations are there for j? J has 10 iterations, so 2 into 1, 2 into 2, 2 into 3. It prints like that. 2, 4, 6, 8. Here. Okay, 2 by 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, and for after doing this, here spaces are involved. Okay, I have given spaces, and after completing the inner loop, after exiting the inner loop, the code which is written in the outer loop is going to be executed. Because see, cursor pointed here, completed it, exited the inner loop, and cursor must point here. Cout endl, it's a it has got a command like to enter the next line, so the cursor had entered the next line, and we have got a break. And then if I value is, as n value I have given like n value is 3, it again prints the third table: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20, 21, 24, 30. Okay, yeah, we'll look at the code. Why I'm explaining this nested loops is because, see, I'm going to start patterns. Almost I'll discuss about 20 to 30 patterns. For that, inner nested loops are essential. I'm taking like int n, scene n, for int I equal to 0, I equal to 0, not I equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, for int j equal to 1, j less than or equal to 10, j plus plus, cout I into j. I done. After that, after completing the endl loop, I want to give a break. I want to enter the next line, endl, right? It is going to work. I want to print until till the table. We'll see. See, entire n tables from 1 to 3. I think you got this right. Up to 10th table. See, up to 10th table, you have got up to 10th table, right? I'll summarize once again. Let's see. Let's summarize. what are nested loops? First of all, we'll say nested loops are loops which are inserted in other loops are known as nested loops. More than two loops, it can have three loops also. What if we have three loops? If we have three loops, every loop iterates 5 number of times. Every time it is going to iterate 5 into 5 into 5. These are the number of iterations possible. That is 125 iterations are possible if I've given like n equal to 5. Okay. Now I'm talking discussing at only double loop for int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, for int j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. This is known as nested loop. And the first iteration, first I is initialized, I is check on the condition, and after that it will enter the inner loop, and in inner loop also it checks the condition, and this loop also works like the same fundamental loop. And after working like a fundamental loop, it exits this loop, and the code is written here in the outer loop also be going to be executed. And after that it increments or decrements, and like that it the number of iterations are multiplied like n into n. For example, here n iterations are possible, here n iterations are possible, that is why n into n. We can take like some 3 I less than 3, right? Here like 4 less than 4, that means 2 into 3, those are 6 iterations. That is not mandatory like you have to take the same number of iterations. No, you can take anything. Here you can implement only one iteration, I equal to I less than 1, that means only one iteration is possible. J less than 2, that means 2 iterations are possible. You can take anything. The main fundamental how many iterations are possible means here the number of iterations into here the number of iterations, those multiply, that's it. Okay, that's for the day guys. Next video we are going to start with pattern.